Mother's Day, we're going to talk about like TV and movie like black moms. The first one I want to talk about Claire Huxtable. I love Claire Huxtable. Like growing up, the thing that stood out to me was this episode where Rudy had got her period cycle or whatever. She was like, okay, what you gonna for the day? We gonna do whatever you wanna do, and she did that with all her girls were with Denise, Vanessa,
Well, what about Huxtable? What would you like to do? The city is yours, whatever you like.
Maybe we could do this next month, or whenever this thing comes back.
She did that with all her girls, and I just loved it. I always was like, if I was to have a daughter, I'm gonna do that. That always resonate with me seeing it. So that was something that I stood about her, Claire's mother. And to Claire, I always stood up for her kids. Like when Denise's husband, mom, when she acted like she didn't like Denise or whatever, and then Denise was all sad, and mom was like, "What, you talking about my child?" And she was about to get that lady butt. She was like, you said what you saying about your child?" She was getting her together, honey. She was not having it. So yeah, she was riding for her kids.
Did the woman look you in the eye and say, "Denise, I can't stand you"?
No. She said it to Martin.
She did?
The fireplace. Such a lovely touch.
Jane, my daughter is not comfortable with you. You said you can't stand Denise.
What? I would never say anything like that.
Martin said you did.
I was angry with Martin.
Well, you have been misquoted.
Oh, then everybody always talk about the time that she got to Vanessa when she went off to the show. Didn't tell her, went out to the show in another city, wherever she was at, and they got her. They tore her up when she came home. They tore her up. They was mad, honey. Ooh, they were so bad. That was good.
And if you think that 30-minute ride home was something, believe me, you're lying on the floor of some burning building, dying of asphyxia, and you're down in Baltimore having big fun. Don't you go for big fun?
Mom.
Shut up! Don't you dare open your mouth when I'm asking you a question. I only hope that you can have the same experience, Vanessa. I hope that one day you come to realize exactly how it feels to think that your child's life is in danger. You have taken us from levels of frenzy, panic, distress, and now that we know you're okay, rage. But you did not get into the concert with the wretched and the big club. You better answer me when I ask you a question, girl. I want you to have found someone to look at your little sorry selves and take pity on you.
I'd like my punishment before I go to bed.
You have proved to us that you cannot be trusted. It's going to be a very long time before we even think of trusting you again.
Sorry. This is not going to happen again.
Oh, I know you're lying right now. Go to bed!
But that was good parenting. Like, you don't just let your kids go out there and go everywhere. Anything can happen. So that was good. Her was a mother. And then over that time, she got she was always getting somebody together. Classy like though. The time she got Elvin together, her oldest, I think that was her boyfriend at the time. I think they was married yet. They got him together because he was acting like he was like a chauvinist. Then he grew too. He was like a male chauvinist. He was like, "Oh, you going to get her coffee?" She was like, "Oh, we both get each other stuff. If he needs something, I get it. It's the exchange." And she really got him together.
Yeah, coffee.
You mean you're gonna get it?
Yeah. You're surprised?
I'm sorry, Mrs. Huxtable. I didn't think you did that kind of thing.
What kind of thing?
You know, serve.
Serve whom?
Serve him.
Oh, serve him! As in serve your man?
Well, yeah.
Let me tell you something, Elvis. You see, I am not serving Dr. Huxtable, okay?
Okay.
That's the kind of thing that goes on in a restaurant. Now, I'm going to bring him a cup of coffee just like he brought me a cup of coffee this morning. And that, young man, is what marriage is made of. It is give and take 50-50. And if you don't get it together and drop these macho attitudes, you are never going to have anybody bringing you anything, anywhere, any place, anytime, ever. What would you like in your coffee?
Maybe I could get you some coffee.
I don't mind getting it, but thanks for offering.
She used to eat up everybody, honey. I'm sure there's other times, but them the time that was related to her kids, off the top of my head, that she got everybody together. Like, yes, Claire was a good mom. She's like, I don't know if she's my favorite mom, like sitcom mom, but she's not. She's like top 2, 3. If she ain't my favorite, she probably is, but we gonna know as I talk. And next is Dee, Moesha, and Miles, and eventually Ray J's stepmom, eventually, child, since that was his real daddy. Frank was his real daddy.
You finally brought your son home. I knew you'd do the right... Son?
Moesha, Miles was younger, so he's more receptive to her, and I get Moesha, miss her mom, whatever, but it wasn't like Frank left her mother and then was with Dee. Her mother died, and then he met Dee, and Dee stepped up and was, she was the principal. She was like actually really there for them. I don't know if it was ever a time where Moesha really was super receptive to Dee. She probably tolerated, but I don't know if she was ever super receptive to her. But Dee was a good step parent. Like she navigated that well without overstepping, but also still being like, you know, the parent. She really did that well. She didn't even get enough credit, but
you couldn't wait to throw my mother's stuff out, could you? What? Don't play innocent, Dee. You knew exactly what you were doing.
Moesha, I think you need to change your tone of voice.
Yeah, like you're trying to change this house? You thought you could buy me some funky duvet and I was gonna let you get rid of my mother?
Moesha.
I think on the show they ever, maybe it was an episode maybe where they gave her credit, but I don't feel like they ever really gave her credit, but she really did the thing, hey. So Dee was another good mom. And then obviously Harriet was on something else, but I didn't watch it. But then Urkel became a star, and then it kind of switched the dynamic of the show and made it more about Urkel than about a family. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. He became a star instead of the family dynamic being a star. Yeah, Harriet's a good mother, but I feel like Carl played a bigger role than her for some reason. I don't know why I think that, but like how I just talked about Claire in the big moments. Harriet didn't have a lot of moments, but you know, she was there, you know, for them and stuff, like when they needed it. Because you know, too, first Carl's mom was at the day was like, did she die? I don't think she died. It's just like Judy. Judy when her stars never came back. I don't know what happened to. Oh, did she meet a husband and then leave? I can't remember. Then you know, too, they also had Harriet's sister, but then she ended up leaving too. But so they had a good support system. Then eventually, you know, they started phasing people out. But like at the beginning, they had a good support system. So Harriet was another one.
I cannot believe you showed up at the party and looking like that.
Trust me, young lady. What I look like is the least of your worries.
How could you do this to me, Mom?
Do this to you? You know perfectly well you were supposed to be home by midnight. I'll stop treating you like a child when you stop acting like a child. Now go to bed. You're grounded for a month.
I'll never forgive you for this, Mom.
Fresh Prince, we're gonna do a twofer because Aunt Vi was fresh. Well, see, I don't know what he called her mom. So Aunt Vi was the Fresh Prince mother, but then you know the mother he was with on the show that we seen was Aunt Viv. And Aunt Viv, like they treated him like they, you know, son or whatever. But you know, I mean, you know, that was her sister, so it was like that's her nephew, so it ain't really. I mean, it's different, but it ain't too much of like, ooh, we taking this person in from a stranger, like, no, that's your nephew. But the scene, this don't got nothing necessarily to do with being a mother, but you know, kind of do, because you know, when you be raising your kids and you trying to get back into what you used to do, and it's hard. When that dance thing, that dance routine that she did, she ate that up, honey. She ate the girls up, and they was looking at her because she was older than that. She ate them up, honey. Yeah, she ate them up. She did that. And went into it. Hey, we used to be trying to do that dance. And went into it. Yeah, she ate that up. No, Uncle Phil was the hard one. She was like the more easygoing when it came to the kids, whatever. Especially like the daughters, especially like Ashley. She was like more like trying to go to her, like, mom, be good, me, da da da. Everybody hates Chris. When it was on, I didn't watch it. But then, for some reason, then I know somebody else too that said this. I don't know why this was a thing. Like, we didn't watch it when it was on. But when it started having reruns, we started watching it. It was just weird. And then, I feel like Chris Rock said that someone. He was like, yeah, y'all wouldn't watch it when it was on now. When he saw y'all watching it. But yeah, Rochelle. I put her because she was a mom on one of the sitcoms, but she was kind of hard on her husband. Hard, but not hard. But you know, child, he was tired. He was working on them jobs. He was tired. She was always ready to leave a job because my husband got 2 jobs, and he was just so tired, child. I mean, she was a good mom. You know, she was just, they didn't have like a lot, so she was just a mom trying to make, you know, do what she can do. I mean, she always fed them. I mean, she always made sure they had a meal, child. Her husband had the big piece of chicken. She always made sure they had a meal. Yeah, she was one of them, like, moms didn't have much, but was kind of also bougie. Yeah, we know all got them, child. They don't got much, but you know, they still a little uppity, child, a little bougie, little da-da-da. Husband got 2 children. That just used to be so funny. The scene I can think of the most is about husband, my real mother, but when she was trying to, you know, just vent to him about people at her job and blah, blah, blah. And she was like, oh, you defending she was venting about somebody at her job. And then he was like, oh, you gave her pushback. She was like, oh, you on her side now, da, 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 da. That was funny. That was hilarious to me. He's like, then he learned just to listen to her because she just want to talk. She don't really want to hear really nothing back. But she woke him up and I'm like, let that man sleep. He is tired, honey. He is working hard. Then too, he had I never knew him. But I say his job, and she used to have to get his clothes and before he come up because he was a garbage man. So she had to get his clothes before he can come up because it was gonna be smelling and stuff. So anyway.
Chris! What?
Hey, baby.
Sister, Lisa and Ray. Lisa was a good mom too. Lisa, obviously, she adopted Tia. And then also, she treated Tamara. Yeah, they was twins, but she met Tamara when she was I'm sure they was maybe like freshman in high school. Maybe that was the age, I don't know. Could have been, I think they was freshmen in high school. Don't quote me on that. But she met them, met her when she was a teenager. Although, that was her daughter twin. She treated her just like a mother too. She made their prom dresses, both of them. She just always treated them the same,
Tell me when it hurts.
Ow!
How'd you do that?
Ow! I think I have it too. Ow! Ow!
Call emergency. Oh, emergency? This is an emergency. My girls are having sharp stomach pains, and they need some help. How soon can you have ambulance over here? 20 minutes? People could die in 20 minutes.
We're gonna die?
Over my dead body. Come on, girls, I'm taking you.
Where's Dad?
He's still at that banquet. Okay, give me your arm.
Am I too heavy?
No, don't worry. In the time of crisis, superhuman strength takes over. Come on, superhuman strength, kick in. Whoa, girl. Shift your weight, girl. Shift your weight. Okay, Tia, grab on. Oh, no, don't grab me there.
Ray too, but it's about moms. She always treated them the same, and I was just I thought that was beautiful. It didn't seem like they showed favoritism, and I know it was hard for them for Tamara never to call her mom because and I know she had a mom. Her mom had passed, but it's I know it was hard because it's hard when it just. I know that name was hard not to call, but Tia not called Ray daddy, and for Tamara not to call Lisa mama. But yeah, she was good on. She always rode for them to me equally. It never felt like one was better than the other. One would have favoritism of the other. So she really did a good job with that. Wife and kids, Jay. Jay, at first, I think she was like an accountant or something. And then she, eventually became a stay-at-home mom. And, she was help the kids at the school and stuff. And people don't talk about that they family dynamic. They see they had a fun family dynamic. On My Wife and Kids, it was just very fun. Child Clara was a little slow. They was lucky pretty. She was a little slow. And she was just oh my goodness, my daughter, child, she is so vain, but child, just we gonna help. Oh, but at that time, that's all I can remember. I'm thinking about her being a parent. She was she liked to win, so she was with Katie Play. She was kind of overdoing it with kids, and in Katie's soccer team, she just wanted to win, but she was forgetting they was kids. But I was gonna say, then that time she almost fought Serena Williams on one episode. Hilarious.
Maybe you are pushing the kids a little too hard. Miss Wiggins is right.
What, you taking sides now?
No, I'm just
What,
saying.
you Miss Wiggins man now?
No,
You Mr. Wiggins?
No.
What, you won't go home with Miss Wiggins?
All I'm saying is that this insatiable drive to win is what's tearing apart our society.
Come on, let's go outside. Come on, let's get outside. Come on, show me what you got.
I'm not looking for a fight, but
Oh, well, you done found one. She done found one.
No, listen.
She had went to Claire prom. It wasn't her senior prom, it was junior. She got invited to junior prom, I think. And they both went, and she didn't have a prom because she was pregnant in high school, so I don't think she got to go to prom, so she ended up being prom queen and king, which I don't know if that's how it worked then, but I'm that's not how it worked. You vote before you even get to prom. You don't go there prom, but maybe some schools go there actual prom. When you see movies and stuff, they actually vote when they get to the prom instead of a vote. I'm okay, that don't really make no sense. But then how you vote in somebody that don't go there? But anywho, they got voted because they was the life of the party. And she wore the same thing Claire wore, and so that was just funny. But
I know, Claire. Isn't this the prom you've always dreamed of? No, it's a nightmare. You ruined it for me. How? What for you? Let me see. We're dressed the same way. You're having more fun than I am. And if I try to have any fun, Dad is right there to stop it. Now you want to be king and queen?
To make an announcement that by popular demand, 2 non-students are this year's prom king and queen, Claire Kyle's parents, Michael and Jay.
and Michael, the daddy, explained that to Claire that she didn't get to have a prom because she was too busy having you, raising you, and caring for you, and yeah. It was just funny because they met in high school, got together, got pregnant, and then he ended up getting on creating a successful truck business, and they were successful. And you don't see that dynamic a lot. Like I like that. Jay was one of the funnier moms too. Mama Miss Waters, I already know her name, but from Martin, yeah, she wrote for her all that time that Martin thought he had got his high school sweetheart pregnant, but not even his high school sweetheart. The girl took the prom pregnant, and Gina mama was not having it, honey. Yeah, they didn't like Martin at first. They didn't think that he was good enough or whatever. Because he was kind of acting a fool, child, when he first met him. I don't know what he was doing. But then they, grew to like him or whatever. But yeah, she didn't play that. She was like, yeah, my mama got my back. And then that's how Gina mother, Miss Waters, and Martin was hanging together because Gina had left. I think that was the last season when they was going through that thing, so they couldn't be together. I think that was the season, unquote, child. And they was hanging together. That was hilarious. And then he ended up left to go to the club. Then she ended up going to the club too with Pam. Then they ended up being there together. Yeah, then when she was helping, Gina plan her wedding. Yeah, Gina, you can tell Gina love her mom. I think she was on the child. She was like, Mommy. Every time she came, she was just so happy to see her. So yeah, that's a mama that I thought about. She wasn't like super big in the show, but she, she was there enough, especially more than the dad.
What's up? Who is this? You didn't tell me you had a younger sister? What do these chiropractors do? I mean, crack.
I am a chiropractor.
I'm sorry. Get your hands up in my way.
Maya's mom on Girlfriend, what was her name? Maya's mom on Girlfriend, she was a good mom. She eventually had left. That was hard for Maya because I think she ended up finding a man or something and leaving wherever he was at, whatever. But yeah, she was always there for Maya. Since Maya had her child young in high school, I believe. Then mom was always there helping her and Lynn even moving in the garage or something, the mama garage or something later on. So yeah, my mom was a good mom. Like I said, she was like then too, helping her with the wedding, and she didn't play that because when John was messing up Maya's wedding, she was like, "What is going on? This isn't child wedding," and she made Maya dresses and and then John was trying to control that like that was her wedding child. And mom wouldn't have it, and then the mama gave in when John was like, "I'm just so sorry," and child lighted over. But yeah, my mom was good. Like she never judged her, and she got pregnant young, and then she always held her down. You tell she held her down because Maya didn't want her to leave. She was mad when she was about to leave because they was tied at the hip, so she was real upset she was about to leave. So yeah, my mom was a good mom. She was a good mom. She was like kind of barely in it, but it stood out enough to me to say include her as a mom.
What are you doing? What are you doing? Just barging into my room. Excuse me. Maya, please talk to my mother alone. Maya. Mama. You are not so grown that I can't still smack those legs. Mommy, I'm just saying. The man's walking around like he owns a place. Well, your business. No, it is my business. No, it is not your business. This is my house, and that's my man, and you need to hear this. From now on, you got to give me a little more notice if you want me to babysit.
Regine, mom, Miss Hunter, I don't remember her name. I don't know if they really say her name, but Miss Hunter. Regine grew up not rich, but she was one of the ones too, just bougie, but didn't grow rich, but wanted to be rich, and I always thought, this had nothing to do with them, but I always thought that Regine was gonna end up with Russell. I thought he was gonna end up like getting a lottery or something, and they was gonna end up being together. Then she ended up finding a man that she liked that was rich, but whatever. But her mama was real Mr. Brownish as far as like being tacky and just wearing all the colors and all the patterns or whatever. And Regine, she was like name brand type of girl, so she wasn't having that with her mama. But like her mom was always there. Like remember this episode that Khadijah was like, your mom, when you wanted this, your mama took out 2 jobs, so she did this to get you everything you wanted. You want that Barbie dream house, whatever you did, your mom did, broke her back to get it for you. So why is you treating her like that then? She realized, like, okay, if my mom is there for me, I don't know why I'm doing all this extra stuff. Khadijah's mom was good too, too, that was both their actual moms in real life. Khadijah's mom was always there. Her Khadijah and her mom was real close on the show, and I'm pretty sure in real life on the show they were real close, so they had good moms on the show. And Max wasn't really close with her mom, but then her mama tried to, because they was so similar. And then, because Max, both of her mama and them was both standoffish, or ain't really trying to be lovey and friendly like that child. Kyle was her man for how long, and they still had her she was still wasn't feeling him, the child. Even when they later came on half and half, she was still distant from him, but that's her man. Like, what is going on? Then I remember the episode where Khadijah's mom, so Khadijah's granny came, and they that little dynamic that they had, trying to say, well, you never had my back, but you got her back, and this, and mamas and daughters don't talk about this type of thing. That was a good little episode. And they thought, when Khadijah's mom thought that her mom got Alzheimer's, but she was just running off the beauty man, the milkman or some child, and Regina, her mom, was gossiping and cackling together. Child, yeah, that was a good little episode of moms. I think it was about Mother's Day, actually. It's a mother, like Friday, a mother, hey girl, oh, she got a bitch, ain't come out of the house, look like that. Then, oh, hey girl, I'm calling you, okay.
Oh, look at her. Now she gonna be ashamed of herself coming out looking like that. Hey, girl.
Hey, how you doing?
Fine. I'm on my way to work.
Well, call me when you get home.
Okay.
So obviously Pops was bigger, but she was definitely in the last one. You know what? She wasn't in the second one. I don't remember her being in the second one. If she was, it was very brief. I don't remember her being in the second one at all. You know, Pops took Craig to Daddy and them house. And then Rancho Cucamonga, and then yeah, I don't think she was at the house then. So and then she went throughout the movie. So yeah, she wasn't in the second one, but she was in the first one and the third one. His sister, they never mentioned her or nothing again. I'm like, I don't know what's gonna. Maybe the last Friday she'll be in there. So I know I'm looking like Felicia Child or like Craig girl, Craig. Oh, when she made the moment Friday made her breakfast, and Craig thought he about to get on her. She's like, oh, I just started making none for you, baby. Honey, I didn't say I was making none for you. I said I was making breakfast. I didn't say I was making none. Then he had to fix some cereal, but he didn't have no milk, so he tried to, then the dad was like, put some water in that. Child, no, you might as well eat it dry. Why would you eat it with water? I don't know what that was back in the day. No, just eat. It's better to eat it dry. If you don't have milk, eat it dry, child. Dry cereal is good. Milk with water, no, that's absolutely not, child. I just thought that was funny. Like, she had plenty of moments in the first Friday, like her and then a neighbor thinking she like being fake friendly, and then not making him no breakfast. He really thought he about to eat good, child. How you gonna cook a big old breakfast or a breakfast smell? You know, when you cook breakfast or anything like dinner or whatever, smell up the whole house, smell good. He think ooh, mama cooking it up, and then no, child, what done for you, honey? That was hilarious. I guess you like, well, they grown, so child, I don't gotta cook for them, child. That was hilarious.
What you cooking? I'm making some eggs, bacon, sausage, pancakes, and some leftover pork chops.
Yeah, look it up. What morning?
Oh, Sarah was cooking up for you. This for me.
Parker. Transition from Friday, Miss Parker to Miss Parker. Miss Parker, obviously, you know, she had Kim, and then Kim daddy was rich, but he didn't seem like he really helped out much. I know that he was in, you know, there was actually Tommy from Martin. He was anyway. I don't know if he really helped out, but I don't know if she wasn't getting child support or what, because it kind of seemed like they were struggling sometimes, but he was a lawyer. You know, he had money, so I don't know what that was. I don't know if she never put him on child support or what. But, and it's too, like, they made younger, and he ended up getting successful, then leaving her high and dry, I guess. Yeah, she was a good mother. Like, you know, they was tied at it too. They was, you know, they was probably, out of everybody, I'm saying, one of the mothers that was actually like best friends for, you know, they stayed together, went to college with her, and like, yeah, they was actually super, you know, super close or whatever. So yeah, she was a good mother. You know, she was always be there for Kim. That time she broke in Tweet hotel to get her to perform for Kim's birthday, because I think she couldn't get her no concert ticket, so she just got her to perform at the house or whatever.
Normal to me.
Spend 10 minutes with her.
All Kim wanted for her 21st birthday was to come and see you. But your concert was all sold out.
And you were willing to risk your life out there on that ledge?
Well, see, the ledge wasn't part of the plan.
That's so sweet.
They always had all the good performers on photos. I think they had Murphy Lee too one time. I think he met Chili that episode. Don't quote me on it. But yeah, so Miss Parker obviously was a good mother. She was pretty much holding it down by herself. Then, you know, she had Aunt Dale, which, you know, was a good friend to have to help her. I mean, Kim was a kid, but I'm saying just to help her just overall in life and help them overall in life. Put Tasha on here from the game, but she was a good mother. She was just overbearing, but, you know, she was a mother and a manager. You know, that dynamic is hard, you know. I I'm glad they did, displayed that on the show. That dynamic got to be hard being a mother and a manager, because you got to be busy, but then you also be a mother. But I feel like it's also the best person to have as a manager, because they, they always got your best interest at heart, but you also don't want to be mothered in your business. So it's like a whole dynamic or whatever. But yeah, she always was gonna have Malik back. She did stuff that wasn't great, as far as like with his daddy and stuff and and other stuff. But overall, she was gonna always have his back and do what's best for him, even if it meant, not doing the best for somebody else. So yeah, she was, and then she, got him to the league, helped him get to the league, and then helped him in business. So yeah, I mention her as a mother too.
I'm not sparing than the fraud. How many times have I told you?
Jody mother, her baby boy, she coddled him a bit, but then, she got a man, and then the man she was with snapped him back to reality, child. So then he tried to get it together. I wonder why they never did a two of that. This seemed like it would have been a two of that, because I don't know, like, did he really get together or not, child? But yeah, I'm sure as a mother, but I don't really got much to say. She just a mother struggling, trying to do the best she could, and it seemed like it was gonna work out, or working in the process of working out. So let's put her on her.
My house too. Your house? Your house? Do you pay any bills up in this motherfucker? Do you fix anything around here? When's the last time you paid a bill? All you do is eat, sleep, and shit. Walking around here like you King Tut or somebody. Be no mess about whose house this is. This is my house. Mine!
And this mother I have is the mother, I don't know her name, the mother in The Shaft with Samuel Jackson. She kept trying to get justice for her son, because the dude had killed her son, the white dude had killed her son, so she kept trying to get justice for him. She wasn't getting none, so at the end she got it for herself. Which I'm surprised more mothers like today don't be doing that. I don't know how they be dealing with that pain and knowing, the person out there and just getting pretty much off scot-free, especially with these cops that be killing, me, the black man and stuff like that. They just, but yeah, she tried her best. She tried. She could take no more. She just she didn't even sneak to try to shoot him, and then she just shot him in front of the courtroom trial. She said, "I'm done with this. I don't try." And you can see Samuel Jackson at Shaft. He looked at her, understood, and she went to jail, and she didn't curse her about the child. She was like, "Well, I tried, child. Y'all try to play with me, and hey, I'm getting justice one way or another." And she ended up being in jail. But people don't champion people like her, but people champion other people that do certain other stuff. Child. Anywho, but yeah. That's all I got. Talking about mothers. I'm sure I'm posting this on Mother's Day, so I'm sure I'm gonna do a Father's one too at a later date. And yeah, bye.